mild day, but not as warm as the previous day. Not as warm as Monday, but we'll take it. 73 Central Park, 74 LaGuardia, Kennedy at 72. So it was a nice, unseasonably mild day. Normally we should be in the low 60s. We were a good 10 degrees up from where we should be on average. Right now though, temperatures are cool and kind of like where we were yesterday in the city at 56, 47 White Plains, 51 Teterboro. So you do need something a little heavier if you're coming from the Hudson Valley or Eastern Long Island. Milder. Here a look at temperature changes. Not much. Status quo as I milder. Here a look at temperature changes. Not much. Status quo as I mentioned there. New York City 6 degrees cooler though in Farmingdale. 1 degree in Montgomery, Poughkeepsie, also status quo. And then some areas that are a little bit milder than yesterday. Here's a look at your satellite and radar. Dry right now. Now let's see more about your commute with Julie Millay. Hey.
Hey there, Stacy.
Now let's see more about your commute with
There's a black market for everything, so be on the lookout. I'd put my bank. What? Is that strategically a new cheaper option? Yes. I'd put my bank. What? Is that strategically a new cheaper option? Yeah. So nobody. This imaginary line you're always
I was going to say, it must be microscopic, because I can't see
Every
it.
time I go like this to the surprise face, I was like, oh no, it's staying there. You see? It's just like, right? She's like, I hide it, but take a look. But we need express.
Photox.
To scare me away. You just gotta make sure you go to the right spot. Right?
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Research. Licensed and FDA approved. And
Yeah,
the whole deal.
don't get shots out of somebody's trunk.
No. Or basement. Or kitchen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Stacy. All right. Well, we're tracking showers.
Yes.
That'll, with the steam, maybe give you a nice little facial, loosen up the wrinkles a little bit. There you go. Open the thing, natural way. There we go. But we'll
I
talk
need
about
to
the
put my
timeline.
face over a volcano then.
Talk about the timeline coming up. Should we talk about traffic now? Let's do
Maybe,
it.
yeah.
Let's start you out here with a live look at the Gowanus. We're starting to see a little volume build up there as we make our way here into the morning commute as you head towards the city. But nothing too bad out there, nothing too bad to report just yet. Then we're going to head on out here to Staten Island where everything is looking good. Bridges look clear for the most part. And we're going to continue to keep an eye on that as you make your way here through the morning commute. And I'm going to send it over to meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Julie. It's looking good. It's looking good. I mean, just look at the view behind me. Oh, man. Let that marinate. You can see it upon the horizon there. The sun getting ready to rise. Just give it a little extra time, about 40 minutes or so, a little bit more than that. 53 right now, humidity at 61%. Winds are pretty light. We'll stay calm throughout the course of the day. Winds mainly out of the northeast. Eventually, it'll become more easterly, and that's going to really bring in cooler temperatures. There's that low pressure system that we're tracking. That's what's going to bring us our next round of rain later on today. 38 still Montgomery, 53 still status quo there in the city, 43 in Islip. You definitely need the jacket. You don't need the umbrella right now, but you will later on. Here's a look at our day planner. Temperatures rising into the 60s eventually. We'll have a closer look at the extended coming up. Sending things back over to you, Craig.
All right, Stacy.
Central Park will be in the mid to upper 40s throughout the day. Humidity almost 90%. That tells us how close we are to saturation. And we're pretty much almost there. Taking a look, eastern end, Twin Forks, seeing some light showers and also moving across the Hudson Valley into Connecticut. Now, this is all indicative of a frontal boundary coming through. This was actually that warm front. I don't know if you remember from yesterday. We were tracking it. It's actually sagged further south. We're on the cooler side of things. There's a cold front too, not too far behind. And right now temperatures are in the 40s. Variable winds, light, but becoming breezy at times. Right now 48 in the city. Here's a breakdown of what to expect. So at 9 a.m., I don't know if we'll get to 50. We'll just see. But figure throughout the day, upper 40s. Low 50s possibly across the tri-state. We'll send it over to you, Craig.
Not at all. Sadly.
Yeah. But I am feeling summer vibes in my head. I just need to get
Project
there.
it out.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that was a great song, by the way. She has a nice voice. Go Kate Hudson. All right, so here's what's happening. Winds out of the east, still those light showers moving about. It's like that light, misty type of feel. It's also adding to the poor visibility that we saw live shot there not too long ago. Severe weather watch or thunderstorm watch. That's way outside of our coverage area, but it's just something that we look to because some of that moisture is headed this way as it continues to push further east. What's happening is that with that east northeasterly wind, that's actually helping to diffuse the situation. Here are rain chances throughout the day. It does diminish as the day wears on. I'd say up until about 4 o'clock. You may need the umbrella, but it's like light misty rain, so you may not even need it. Just make sure. I know with my glasses, I get drops on them. I take it off. I mean, if you want the umbrella for that, maybe you can use it as like a shield or something. And then it does improve throughout the course of the weekend. Great few days in the 60s, as my friend Josh Hart had mentioned. We'll send it back over to you.
Got slick, the sheen as we've been talking about. It's definitely out there, so take it easy. Broader view of a map here in Long Island or on Long Island. Here in Long Island or on Long Island.
And probably next week he'll be in for me, and we'll just keep doing this for a few more years.
It'll be fun.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
All right, we're going to get you going on this Monday, brand new work week. Alex Lee watching the early morning roads and rails, and meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden has our Monday forecast.
Yeah. Also a nice little treat. Check this out, guys. We have a view of it because the clouds will take over. And that's a precursor to rain. But right now, no rain upon us. We have crystal clear conditions. Now, Central Park start to the week. But temperatures will rebound in the low to mid 60s. Some areas may struggle a little bit, but we anticipate it being a cold start. As a matter of fact, much of New Jersey under a frost advisory. This is from 2 a.m. till 9 a.m. That's something that we're watching for you, the outskirts. Especially the city, it's a little bit milder, but further east, we're Pine Barrens of Long Island will be a lot chillier in comparison. Look at the 24-hour temperature change. Cooler conditions. Some areas just about the same. Satellite and radar. Dry conditions right now. We're going to talk about when you can expect those showers. What can we expect on the roads there, Alex?
Stacy-Ann, not a whole lot dark and early. As you know, it's a lot of construction out around these parts. No big issues. Route 3 in Jersey, outside of MetLife in the American Dream Mall. Quiet east and west going toward the Lincoln Tunnel and Route 46. We do have an issue in the Turnpike in the car lane. Southbound crash blocks 2 lanes, but
I like all of them.
I know,
Don't
right?
discriminate when it comes to the Girl Scout cookies.
Okay, I know, right? All right, guys, check this out. Current conditions, a beautiful view of the Manhattan skyline, just gorgeous. A pair of fours at Central Park, 45% humidity. The air is dry, the winds are light, so we don't have a lot of mixing with those winds whipping around. So that's why we got that frost concern into tomorrow as well. And we'll talk more about that and highlight those areas for you. Let's highlight what's going on here. We have a cold front just off to our north. That's now, it's pretty high as far as trees. Oak, birch, maple, those are right now. UV is expected to read into upper 60s across much of the area here. So look at the air quality below 50. That's what we look for. Alex, leave it traffic.
all right. Feel nice that air quality today. There's your silver lining. And looking live right now at the hospital construction, we're usually full closure. Inbound when you have one lane blocked until 5. Now, there's no construction at the George Washington Bridge this morning, so you're
There's probably that criteria as
Yep.
well.
now on ice cream.
Right?
Yeah, sounds good. Ice cream all around.
Oh my gosh, this is definitely some ice cream weather. I mean, it's going to be so nice and so comfortable. Yeah, plenty of sunshine to go along with that. Yeah, let's take a look at what's ahead, guys, because it's going to be a nice day. I'm telling you, look at it. Look at it. We got plans. Hopefully you cover them up. It's not too late because we do have some more frost advisories to report to you, and also a freeze warning in parts of the tri-state. So plenty of sunshine for the afternoon. Near normal highs are expected, low to mid 60s. A nice day for ice cream, by the way. And then temperatures will struggle a bit later in the week. Let's take a look now. It's a struggle as far as our lows are concerned. We're in the upper 30s. West Milford, Fair Lawn even colder, right at that freezing mark. And parts of New Jersey, there is a concern for definitely want to bring or at least add layers to your outfit today. That way you could peel off as you go along during the day. Plenty of sunshine. We'll be maxing out at around 65, Central Park 58, Oceanside. If you're near the shore, a little bit cooler conditions. Overnight temperatures, upper 30s, low 40s, mid 40s in some locations. Definitely jacket weather once again. Satellite and radar, dry conditions. That's what we anticipate. High pressure and control. It's going to be a dry one for tomorrow later on in the evening, and then a few spotty showers. It'll be scattered in nature. It's not looking like an all-night washout and not packing a whole lot of moisture. but it is enough to cool things down as we head into a Wednesday evening. So Wednesday morning and later in the day, pockets of heavy downpours quite possible. But then as we head into Thursday, that high returning, and look where it's positioned, it's going to pull down that cooler air from Canada, and that's going to really set the stage for struggle temperatures in the 50s. Then as we head into the latter part of the week, so weekend starts off great, but then late day shower on Saturday into Sunday. But Sunday still offers up some cooler for your Thursday, rebounding into the 60s and around 70 by Sunday. Alex, over to you.
Okay, Stacy-Ann, 421, and we are looking live at the FDR right now. No problems north and south. This is a shot in the 70s, but top to bottom, you're in good shape here and over on the west side as well as we start the Monday morning commute. Subways, okay, take a look. We have 14 lines with the planned overnight track work in place, meaning these 14 lines are running with delays and service changes. We also have substitute shuttle bus service to accommodate the changes. For is detoured, so plan for that. If you're taking the train, so far so good for all of our rails. They are running on or close to schedule, and alternate side parking rules are in effect. Rules are in effect today. Meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden. Cast.
All right, thank you so much, Alex. All right, so here's what I was talking about. The frost, highlighted in blue. This is what's happening for today. Let me just step out of the way. Sussex, all the way down to Warren Moores, basically most of New Jersey with the exception of the northeastern. 9 a.m. this morning, but come tomorrow, it's going to encompass a little bit more, you know, north of here. So Putnam, Rockland, Westchester County included in on that, eastern Suffolk. But check this out, Orange County under a freeze warning. This is for tomorrow. This is something that we're watching. Remember, the winds are pretty light. The air is dry, not a whole lot of mixing. The sky is clear, and that's going to allow for that to get underway. Satellite and radar, dry conditions right now. Winds mainly out of the northwest. A little bit of that cool, crisp air. This cold front sliding through, adding to that chill. Taking a look at temperatures in the 30s and 40s right now. We'll talk more about those highs coming up. We'll send it back over to you, John.
Stacy-Ann, thank you. All right,
Be warming into the 50s by noon, and then by the evening hours we'll be closer to that 60-degree range. These models aren't really picking up the milder temperatures, but I still anticipate temperatures in the low to mid 60s. We'll have abundant sunshine, will allow for that as well. But then once we get into Tuesday, tomorrow starts off plenty of sun into the early morning hours Wednesday. So for the morning commute, it's not going to be like a heaping wash out of a kind of situation, but you should still allow plenty of extra travel time. Light rain anticipated for that morning commute, should clear out by around 8:30 or so from west to east, but we have another round later in the afternoon. It'll be pockets of heavy downpours. You can make that out right there, an ice slip at around 4 p.m. Some areas will even get sunshine by Wednesday afternoon. So here's a look at what to expect. Rainfall amounts, told you, wasn't a whole lot. So trace amount in some cases, about maybe 1/10 of an inch in places like Montgomery, less than that in other areas. We'll let you know if it changes. But taking a look ahead, this is what we got for you on Wednesday. We dry out for Thursday. We cool down as well. That high, that's really going to allow for that cooler air to come through again. Then Saturday, later in the day into Sunday, we're looking at some more showers moving through the area. So Passover begins sundown today. It's going to be a nice one. Then tomorrow you got the pink moon, but it looks like the clouds may obscure our glimpse of that. We'll take a look at Wednesday. Showers, you need the umbrella. Then much cooler, maybe an extra layer for your Thursday, and then we gradually warm up as we head into the weekend. We could get to around 70 by sundown. We may just get that warmth building in. Alex Lee with traffic. Hey there.
Hey, Stacy-Ann, thank you for that. 450 on your Monday. And here's a live look at the LIE. We're in Queens, right above the Grand Central Parkway here, so exit 22 on the LIE. It's looking great east and west end to end. The LIE going to be a good ride out into Nassau and Suffolk County right now. Relatively quiet across the board on the island. We do have 14 lines of the subway running with delays and service changes. This is because of the planned overnight track work. Take a look. These lines are affected. You'll need to plan accordingly with those changes in place until 5. You'll see the F train there. We also want to point out that there are going to be changes specifically to the Coney Island bound shuttle bus.
But here's what, I know a lot of folks are off from school, public schools may be out, but there are some schools that are still open, 8 a.m., 45 degrees. By the afternoon pickup time, it's milder. We got plenty of sunshine throughout the day. Don't forget the sunscreen, very, very important. Winds out of the northwest and high pressure in control. What's going to happen here, this cold front will actually lift as a warm front, so we'll be in that warm sector. You have this high coming through. That return flow, that clockwise flow, is going to help bring up those temperatures a bit during the afternoon hours. That's why we're kind of going with the low to mid-60s for the afternoon. Hi, that's your pollen count. Oak, maple, birch. Keep that in mind. So do what you can to keep the allergies at bay. UV index is high at 6. Don't forget the sunscreen, the sunglasses. Air quality, though, 50 or below. That's what we look to. It's going to be a nice day. And, of course, 3-day forecast looking fantastic. And we'll have a closer look at that all-important age. Take a look at traffic with Alex. Stacy-Ann, thank you so much. All right, we have an issue with the
Yes, but yeah, today's a great day for ice cream, certainly. Temperatures are going to be quite mild later on. Plenty of sunshine to go along with that. Sun rising in just about an hour or so, a little less than an hour. And you can anticipate, though, to start a chilly start to the day. You'll need the heavier coat. If you are coming in, for instance, from the Hudson Valley, making your way to the city, you'll need something heavy to start, and then you could probably do away with a layer or two. 38 ice slip. It's just going to be one of those days, guys. Low to mid 60s, plenty of sunshine. And we talked about the setup of the synoptics with that high moving in. We'll talk more about that, but wanted to focus your attention on the temperatures. Paramus 62, Edison 63, a little bit cooler in Mount Olive and Neptune City, especially if you're near the shore. You're going to notice it's a little bit cooler. Taking a look in Poughkeepsie, 59 there. Cold Spring, 58. Nassau, Suffolk County in the 50s mainly. I think some areas may get to around 60 though. Southwestern Connecticut maybe a little bit on the cooler side. Here's a look at your overnight temperatures. Upper 30s, low 40s, mid 40s in some areas, especially in the city. Winds out of the northwest, so it is pumping in or pulling in that cooler Canadian air, and there's that setup we talked about. This cold front will lift as a warm front, and that's going to help to put us in that warm sector. This high will start to inch a little bit closer. That return flow will allow for milder air to be pumped in. So we anticipate a nice clear day, plenty of sunshine. If you're near the coast, it's going to be noticeably cooler, but we'll have nice breaks and it'll be wall-to-wall sunshine. But later on, as we head into Wednesday, some showers to start, a little bit of an afternoon break with some sunshine by 10, and then another round with possibly some heavy downpours, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm to go along with that. Then we're dry, cooler for your Thursday, and then Saturday into Sunday, precursor to those showers for your Wednesday. That's it for now. Sending it over to Alex Lee.
All right, Stacy-Ann, 21. We're taking a live look at the turnpike. It's still dark and early outside of Newark Airport here. Everybody is flowing freely. Car and truck lanes both looking great. We do have a little bit of an issue. Minor blip in our radar a bit further south at this point. Car lane south at exit 8. Specifically, there's a crash blocking 2 lane. It is still not really causing any sort of delay, which is the good news. Ferries on or close to schedule so far this morning. Going to be a great day, shaping up to be, as Stacy-Ann's been telling. Are close to schedule right now. Alternate side parking rules are in effect today. John and Vanessa, back to you.
Alex, thank you.
In the city of Yonkers, if you feel like you're being watched, you are.
It's basically hard to get in and out of the city without being seen.
With over 400 cameras, artificial intelligence is flagging emergencies before cops see them. The future of crime fighting, Thursday on the Pix 11 News at 10.
Meantime, we're just bopping away.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
We're bopping on this Monday.
Yeah. We talked about the criteria, and I looked it up. I
Okay.
just wanted to
Tell me.
It includes influence and significance of the artist's contribution to the development and perpetuation of rock and roll.
Yes.
So even though, like MJB, for instance,
Right.
she's more like hip hop R&B.
Yeah.
There's some rock influence,
The-
I guess,
the
and Tribe Called
thread?
Quest.
Yeah.
Tribe Called Quest has more of a jazzy kind of
I
hip hop.
think they've
tone.
inducted
Right.
all the
But-
classic rockers, so now they just gotta like
Exactly.
Right.
That's what I
Cast
was
the
going to
net
say.
a little wider.
a little
Yeah.
wider.
Cast the
Exactly
net
right.
a little wider.
But when
I
you
like
talk
that.
about musical influence, so much is built upon
Yeah.
like
Rock and roll in there. I could see that.
Oh, she's all
For
rock
sure.
and roll, that one.
I love her.
She's
And she's
an
really
icon.
nice.
Oh,
in
good.
person.
You met her?
Oh.
Of course.
She's met
wow.
everybody, Stacy-Ann Gooden.
Wow, wow, wow.
The celebrity of all celebrities. How are we looking weather-wise today?
Weather-wise, it's a really nice day. I mean, it's a little bit of a chill in the air right now, but we are going to improve. We're going to talk more about that.
We saw
and
the
some rain on the way.
Sun trying to make its way up. Looks like it's a
It is.
beautiful
Did you
start
see
to
that?
the day.
It's about to
We're rooting
I'm
for you,
telling
Mr. Sun.
Yeah.
It's definitely like some light on the roads, 5:32. Still a little dark out there on that morning. Slow by any means of the term. Westbound is where we see that volume build up earlier as far as the morning commute goes around our parts, but so far east and west we are okay. Earlier crash, by the way, we had on the outbound Gowanus approaching the Belt Parkway merge. That is cleared. We do still have this crash on the LIE. This is eastbound right around Comac Road, exit 52. The right lane is closed, but you'll see we are green on the screen, indicating really not causing much of a delay. Alternate side parking rules are in effect today. Meteorologist Stacy-Ann Gooden, more now on the Monday and the week's forecast.
Oh, yes. The week is shaping up nicely. I know we hit a little bit of a snag, but don't you worry. We'll get through it. Here's a look at our frost advisory until now. In fact, Putnam.
Go and put you in the mood.
Stacy-Ann Gooden met Mary J.
Yeah,
she actually got to meet the
They're
queen.
buds.
Yeah, she talked about, you know, like how she got started and everything like that, and she wanted me to be her backup dancer.
How about a
and
backup
I was like,
singer?
oh, no. Yeah.
I'm busy.
So, no kidding. But we love Mary J. Blige and Kool and the Gang and all the rest of the inductees. All right, well, here's what's happening. Almanac, 65 degrees. That's where we should be, and that's where we'll be, it looks like, for this afternoon. Temperatures, the lows in New York City, close to where they should be as well. Sun rising just past 6 o'clock this morning. You can always already see evidence of that. Some below freezing temperatures north and west of the city. By this afternoon, a nice warm up with that wall-to-wall sunshine. That warm front we talked about aiding and bringing us that warmth. And then for tonight, we're back down to about 45, Central Park, LaGuardia 43. And then again, it's going to be a rinse and repeat with some areas getting that frosty condition and also that freeze warning going into effect. Orange County, we'll talk about that as well. Here's a look at the next 3 days or 7 days, moments away. Alex.
All right, Stacy-Ann, thank you. 43, and we're going to take a live look. It's after 5, so the HOV lane has been reopened, and we are starting to see that usual volume delay that we get with the weekday morning commute builds coming up through Industry City, starting just before the Belt Parkway and going up onto the eastbound BQE. Let's take a look before this point on a map. Excuse me. The delay kind of just going right back through the Belt Parkway merge as far as the inbound Gowanus goes. Before this point, we're in great shape on both of the expressways and all 4 bridges, both on and off Staten Island for now. For now, John and Vanessa, I'll send it back over.
Right.
Wendy's again.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. And to dovetail off of what John just said, yes, happy Earth Day. Don't make today the only day you appreciate the Earth, though, by the way. Go out and enjoy, yes, but you want to do that every day and protect our planet. Let's take a look. Frost advisory for the highlighted shaded areas for this morning. But then for tomorrow morning, this is what we have to look forward to, a freeze warning. Connecticut as well, eastern Suffolk. So that's something that we have to unfortunately look forward to. Day planner will be in the 40s and 50s and eventually 60s. It's a nice wide range of temperatures. Taking a look at One World Trade. It's a nice start to the day. More on your temperatures and rain. That's on the way. Alex, over to you.
All right, Stacy-Ann, 2, and we are looking live at the Cross Bronx Expressway. Still not too bad, picking up a little volume westbound as it usually does, coming out of the Bruckner interchange, heading down past the Bronx River Parkway here. Eastbound traffic moving well. Whatever we had potentially working on the Bronx-bound Whitestone Bridge is seemingly cleared. That delay is gone. And coming into the Dix Hills area, eastbound LIE, still kind of heavy between 231 and the, yeah, just really briefly. It's not even like a full delay, but we're seeing a brief brake tap on the eastbound side coming out to exit 52 for Comac Road. There is still a crash here blocking the right lane in the process of being cleared, so just keep an eye out for that. We'll say good morning now to our friends in Air 11, Tom Kaminsky and the gang. They are joining us live above and early.
But it's good to go for the game so far. But it's the end of the game when things get a little interesting. So the duration is going to be key. Hopefully with the new shortened time frame, it be out of here in time before the storm starts. So this is what it looks like. Mets and the Yankees, 88 degrees, first pitch getting underway. Showers and storms developing late. We'll be here to keep you updated on all the latest developments. And I also wanted to remind you, turn on your notifications on your cell phone. Make sure you have them intact. Update your smartphones. Very important, because this storm really ramps up as we get ready for bed. Now we're tracking storms in the Ohio Valley. Really not paying too much attention to that right now. We're more closely paying attention to hot temperatures, humidity, and all of that. Warm front moving through. There's that trough leading to rising air. Remember, as air rises, it cools, it expands, it condenses, it leads to precipitation. And ahead of this frontal boundary, strong to severe storms anticipated. Now, there's a severe weather outlook, as you can see highlighted in green. That's your level 1 risk. So possible damaging winds, hail, that is on the table. And then we have in yellow a little bit higher of a risk, level 2. So damaging winds, possibly tornadoes, large hail, that's all possible later on tonight. So again, this all kicks off later on tonight, especially when it gets really intense. A few spot showers between 5 and 7, hit or miss. Not everybody's going to see it. Then after 8 p.m., it does become a little bit more widespread. It takes a little bit longer for folks in eastern Long Island. However, this strong line is what I'm really concerned about. It does intensify between 9 and around 11 in the city, moving from west to east, so that encompasses New Jersey and the Hudson Valley. Yes, to me, that means danger. So just keep that in mind. Heavy downpours, large hail, travel disruptions, could be a tornado embedded in the system as it pushes further east. It does hold up pretty well. Even the North Shore of Long Island seeing a lot of action. Eastern end by 3 o'clock, 3 to about maybe even 4, give or take an hour. That's our timeline, and that's what we're going with right now. So we just want to keep you abreast of the situation. Should clear out by around the 7 o'clock hour or so from west to east. Remember that. About 3/10 of an inch in New York City, maybe even higher. Locally, higher amounts are expected. I don't want you to pay too much attention to the amount of rain. It's just a lot of rain in a short amount of time could lead to flooding. We're also concerned about damaging winds, which can also have tornadoes embedded in them. The next chance for showers and storms will be late Saturday into Sunday. There is a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll send it over to Alex Lee now.
Okay, Stacy-Ann, thank you so much. 5:54, live look at the Turnpike in New Jersey.
Already going up. All right, we got the heat, we have the humidity on the heels of yesterday with highs making it into the 90s. But you know what? It didn't feel oppressive. No, it was one of those days where the humidity was low. It's actually, dare I say, comfortable. Advisory in play for the highlighted shaded areas, Somerset, Middlesex, Mercer, Monmouth, Ocean counties, and we'll let you know if that expands. But I don't think so, because of the heat indices doesn't meet the criteria. As we've been mentioning, we could possibly get to 100 plus in those parts of New Jersey. So temperature wise, we're in the 60s, 70s. Still, I mean, a little bit cooler north and west, not as sticky of a feel. There feels slightly humid, and it's going to get more oppressive. We're going to talk about that. Here's a look at your daily planner. As you can see, we max out in the 90s, feeling hotter. We're going to talk about that, plus storms that are on the way. Now let's see what's going on with that Cross Bronx. It's not looking too hot.
Stacy-Ann, it's been a little bit of a troublesome spot throughout the duration of the morning.
Although conditions are okay right now, it's tonight that I'm concerned about, especially as things heat up, literally and figuratively, because these storms will maybe packing a punch. Strong to severe storms on the way. Make out some clouds in the backdrop there. 75 degrees and humidity at 60%. It's gone down, but it's going to go right back up. Winds out of the south-southwest, and air quality alert for the highlighted shaded areas from 11 to 11. That's just South Connecticut or Southern Connecticut along the I-95 corridor. Although nowhere else is included, still want to be mindful if you are within the sensitive groups. Just act accordingly. 60, it's moderate right now in the city. But take a look at what it looks like this afternoon. Much of the Hudson Valley will be good. And otherwise, in yellow, it's more moderate. So pre-existing issues, asthma, lung disease, anything like that, to be exact. As far as the UV index is concerned, we're well at around 80. And then taking a look in the next couple of days and beyond, yes, 90s today, cooler conditions. We'll talk about the stormy weather on the way coming up. Let's see what's happening on the roads and the rails with Alex. Later on, we're talking lightning, thunder, all of that. later on. But for now, it's a quiet start, warm and a little humid. Winds out of the southwest. It's pretty light. So, you know, I mean, this is just the precursor of what's to come. You look outside, you're like, what? It's calm. It's nice. Yeah, it's the calm before the storm. 68, West Hampton 71, Brookhaven 75, New York City. Much of the day, by the way, will be dry. It's just later on where things will start to heat up. And when I'm talking heating up, I'm talking lightning, thunder, heavy downpours, all that. Central Park, we anticipate a high of around 94. The record is 100, and get a load of this. I mean, we're not too far off. We don't anticipate any record numbers, but just wanted the comparison to be there just so you have in your mind what we're working with here. Forecasted dew points. This is going to be important because when you combine the heat and the humidity, this is the humidity we're talking about. This is a temperature at which it cools and it can form clouds and, of course, precipitation. But it also measures how oppressive or just humid it is, and it's going to be quite oppressive with dew points in the upper 60s low. I love this.
Oh boy,
I'm
here
a
we
sucker
go.
for romance.
I was going to say, I imagine the Hallmark Channel is constantly on in your house.
Yeah.
And
And Lifetime.
And I think it has something to do with holiday too.
Yes.
All the
Oh my gosh, that's
vibes.
when all the good movies come out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, fa la 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 Lifetime. Yes, you know.
And the Hallmark Channel.
The ambassador.
Wait, did you guys see that?
What?
Dwayne Rock Johnson is making a Christmas movie with. I just saw it on Instagram. I forget who it is, but.
All you had to say is Dwayne.
Romance.
Dwayne
What's it
Rock.
called?
That's all. So
He calls
We're
himself.
there.
He calls himself Dwanta Claus. Yeah.
That's going to be good.
I'll be watching that one.
I can't wait.
Right.
Can't
Yes.
wait. Thanks for the heads up. I got mark my calendars. Not too
Right.
early. But mark your calendars, by the way, because we got some storms headed this way, and along with some hot temperatures. Look at that. Clouds are moving through. Not too bad. A pretty okay start. Just warm, a little bit muggy. And throughout the course of the day, it's going to feel quite oppressive. Let's take a look now. 60s and 70s across the Hudson Valley. It's cooler in comparison to the city. We're at 75. We hit our lows already. We bottomed out at around 74. Here's a look at our day planner. Well into the 70s, 9 a.m. But look at that. 80s, close to 90 by noon. So it's going to heat up quickly, courtesy of that warm front coupled with the southwest winds. Now with the moisture building, that's going to add to the instability. You have a lift, you have moisture. Those are recipes for pretty severe conditions. And speaking of the moisture coupled with the heat, this is what it's going to feel like, close to 100 in the city. And if you're in New Jersey, it gets a little bit beyond that point. So that's why the heat advisory is in effect for parts of New Jersey, not New York City or Nassau, Suffolk, or even Hudson Valley, because it didn't meet the criteria. But either way, it's going to be hot. Not as hot tomorrow, but certainly hotter than normal, and then more bearable on Friday and even Saturday. Saturday, though, some late day showers and storms will time out for you coming up, as well as tonight's storms. Alex. Okay. Well, as much of Connecticut will be under a marginal risk. That's level 1. Now, why is this important? Because we can have damaging winds, we can have hail, we can even have some tornadoes, especially where you see that yellow. And the reason why I'm so concerned about it is because the more severe stuff that's going to be rolling through, it's going to occur tonight when everybody's sleeping, when it's dark outside and it's hard to see ahead of you. Now, will these storms hold off in time for the game? It looks like we should get underway just fine. There are some scattered showers and storms possibly at around 5 to maybe 7, but it's hit or miss. Not everybody's going to get it. Yeah, no pun intended. Well, we'll get some hits and misses for sure. As far as the game is concerned, it's the Mets and the Yankees. The Mets won the first. We'll see who wins the second game. But at the end of the game, or towards the end of the game, there could be some storms firing off. We'll see. It really does depend on how long the game lasts. I mean, nowadays it's cutting a little bit earlier than normal. So we figure we're good to go a couple hours, but beyond that, I mean, all bets are off. So a few showers isolated between 5 and 7, as we mentioned. It becomes a little bit more widespread after 8. But look at this line. This intense line is indicative of not only heavy downpours, damaging winds along with that. Look at the brighter shaded areas, especially where you see that pinkish purplish color moving through. It looks like it's going to hold up pretty well as it moves across New Jersey, the Hudson Valley, especially northeastern New Jersey, right at around here. Areas like Harrison, for instance. We've been talking about that. that. Whether you're in Passaic or even Hudson County, Bergen County, Union County, we're at risk there, and it does continue to stretch further east across Long Island. Now, eastern end of Long Island, the last bit to get the heavier stuff, which is at around 3 o'clock. Everything should really taper off from west to east 5 to about 7. Can't rule out a few extra sprinkles there. These are forecasted totals, but don't be too concerned with that. I'm more concerned with the damage that accompanies this. Now, heavy downpours could lead to some flooding as well. Here are some of the impacts that we're looking at. High risk for your rain, heavy downpours, flooding, moderate or low risk for tornadoes, high risk for damaging winds, power outages, and thunder and lightning are on the table. Now, current temperatures 60s and 70s. This afternoon will be maxing out mainly in the 90s. And a look ahead, the next chance for rain, a little less humid, comfy for your Friday, and humidity builds again for the weekend. That's your Pix 11 weather forecast.
This weather report was